What's up everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Thank you for tuning in. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about a $50,000 wholesale deal we recently did in Phoenix, Arizona. If you're not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you go down below, hit the red button and subscribe. A good percentage of my viewers are not subscribing. I'll pop the analytics up right now. So if that's you, please go down below and subscribe. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you do so. Other than that, let's get right into the video. Alright, so today we're going to be talking about a $50,000 wholesale deal we did in Phoenix, Arizona. I'm going to be breaking this deal down for you from start to finish. So first off, I want to mention this. Last year, we were marketing to 6 markets. We were doing Florida, California, Georgia, Nevada, Arizona, Texas, right? We were marketing to a ton of markets. And towards the end of the year, we ran our KPIs, our key performance indicators, and we noticed that we were making the most money from Arizona. So this year, we refocused our efforts mainly on Arizona, and it's turning out great. As you can see, $50,000 wholesale deal. That being said, how did I get this deal? What marketing channel did I use to get this deal? You all know that I love cold calling marketing, so we got this deal from cold calling marketing. We currently have 35 cold callers on our team, so we're getting a ton of motivated seller leads. The cold callers that I use are from thecallgenius.com. They come already trained and they know everything about real estate. If you want to use the same cold callers I use, there's a link in the description. But that being said, what list did I give the cold callers? I gave the cold callers a 10 years plus residence list. Now, what does that mean? That means that they have high equity. It means that the person that owns the property has owned it for over 10 years, and that means it's likely that they have paid down the mortgage, creating equity. So that means there's room to make a deal and there to be profit there because they have equity in their home. A high equity list is great to market to, and I like marketing to 5 years, 10 years, and 15 years plus residents. If you want to get the same data, the same list that I'm using, there's links in the description for the same data. So my callers called that high equity list and they got us a motivated seller that wanted to sell their property in Chandler. So we called the seller that had the property located in Chandler, Arizona, and we started figuring out exactly why they wanted to sell. And we found out that the seller wanted to sell the property because he was retiring and he didn't want to take care of a yard anymore. So he was going to move into a townhouse or a condo and he wanted to sell the property. He also knew the market was hot, right? The market has been appreciating, his property value has been growing, and so he also wanted to sell for that reason as well. So that way he could profit off of his house. Which, that being said, he had owned the property for a long time and he bought it for around $220,000, and we were going to be paying him a lot more than that. So after we found out the reason he wanted to sell, we asked our next 3 questions about the condition of the property, right? What countertops do you have in the kitchen? What color are the cabinets? What flooring do you have? How old is the roof? How old is the AC? So we asked him those condition questions and we found out that the property was in pretty good shape. It had 20 by 20 tiles, which is like more modern. They're big tiles, tan 20 by 20 tiles. They're more modern. They're not super modern like that wood look vinyl plank or that wood look tile, but they are better tiles. And then he told us that he had granite countertops and that his cabinets were brown, so the countertops were pretty good. And then he told us his roof was only 5 years old and his AC was only 7 years old. So the big ticket items like the roof and the AC were in good shape as well. So overall, it seemed like the property was in decent shape, and so that made sense why when we asked for his asking price, he was asking for $380,000. He knew his property was in good shape, so he knew he could get more money for it. So once we found out that he wanted $380,000 for his property, we knew we were going to have to negotiate because that was too high. The property was worth like $420,000. The ARV, the after repair value, was around $420,000. So we knew if we paid $380,000, that's pretty high. So we had to negotiate. So we started negotiating and he was hard to negotiate with. But after we made it clear that, the property was going to need some updates, right? The wood cabinets were either going to need to get replaced or they were going to need to get painted white. The house needed to get painted. The exterior of the house needed to get painted. He also mentioned that the property needed some landscaping. So we told him we're going to have to do that. And so we added up what it would cost to make these repairs that were needed, and we told him it was going to cost us, $20,000 to $30,000 to fix up the property, because the property was a 2,500 square foot property. So it was a little bit bigger of a property, and those properties that are more square footage, that are bigger, they need more work because you got to do more. They're bigger, it costs more. So we used those things that needed to be done to the property to negotiate with the seller and bring down his asking price. So we made it clear to him what needed to be done to the property, and after negotiating and going back and forth with him, we were able to bring down his asking price from $380,000 down to $350,000. That was a big drop. We did pretty good. So now that we got his asking price down to $350,000, we signed the contract with him. We sent him the contract, and it took him a few days to review it. So that was concerning because we thought maybe he was shopping the contract around, trying to get a better offer. But realistically, he just wanted to think about it, and after 3 days, he finally signed the contract. Keep in mind, during those 3 days when the contract was out there waiting for him to sign, we followed up with him multiple times every single day. So now once he signed the contract, I sent that to title, I opened up escrow, and I started the escrow title process. And now I had the seller send me pictures of the property so that way I could start marketing the deal to my cash buyers. So the seller sent us pictures, and then I started marketing the deal. This property was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, and it was around 2,500 square feet. So it was a little bit bigger, which isn't great for a rental. You kind of want stuff that's around 1,600 square feet, but it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So it was pretty much an ideal rental property. So that being said, I knew I could sell this to a hedge fund or a buy and hold investor for top dollar because I know they're just going to add it to their rental portfolio and hold the property for like 30 years. So they're looking for that long-term money, not that quick money. So that being said, they will pay higher. So I sent the deal out to my buy and hold investors and to my hedge funds, and I got an offer back from one of my hedge funds for $400,000 for the property. I actually sent the deal out for $420,000. The property is worth $420,000 remodeled, and sometimes my buyers will pay full value even if the property needs work. But I knew that with this property being a little bit bigger than the ideal square footage, that they might come in a little bit lower than full value, and they came in at $400,000. The rest of my offers for my other buy and hold investors and hedge funds were a lot lower, around $300,000. I think I had one at $376,000. One in the 380s, but then I had that one at $400,000. So I had that hedge fund go ahead and inspect the property. After they inspected it, they were firm on their $400,000 offer, and I signed an assignment contract with them. Once I had that assignment contract signed, I sent that to title, and boom, we had a $50,000 deal in escrow. We just needed to get it from the contracts and everything being signed to the close. So we worked through the transaction process. This seller was pretty laid back. He didn't give us a hard time during the transaction process, and we knew we were selling it to a hedge fund, and they always perform on these deals, so it was no problem at all. So finally, we get to the close of escrow. The seller signs closing docs, buyer signs closing docs, buyer wires money, and the deal closes. $50,000 deal done. So that was an awesome deal. I want to mention one of the tools that I used while trying to lock up this deal that was really beneficial, and that was my offer calculator. Like I said, the seller wanted a lot more money than usual for this property because he knew it was in good shape, and if I didn't have my offer calculator, it would have been hard to figure out exactly where we needed to lock up the property at. So that being said, if you're struggling to calculate your cash offers to give the seller, please go check out my offer calculator. It will help you do all the calculations in order to get the most accurate offer to present the seller. My offer calculator is available at jacobblank.com/shop. There's also a link down below in the description for this. It helps you calculate the exact offer to make the seller. Also, one more thing I want to mention is you guys can see I sold this property for top dollar maximum profit. So if you want to utilize my buyers and partner with me and my team to help you sell your deals for maximum profit, please start submitting your deals to us at jacobblank.com/dispo, and me and my team will help you wholesale your deals for top dollar. Go ahead and submit your deals at jacobblank.com/dispo. There's a link in the description down below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to go down below, hit the red button, and subscribe to the channel. It helps me reach more people and impact more lives, so I'd really appreciate it if you go subscribe. But other than that, I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.